prediction of 3-1 might have been accurate that I made earlier, just for the wrong team. mousesports now have a chance to wrap up this series for a second time on Nuke. Should they fail to do so, we go the distance and we settle it on Mirage. With Simple coming on the way that he did late in train, or on train, I should say, chance that could still happen. However, I do think that this is the map that was the most foregone in terms of the prediction.
Well, I thought that was quite foreboding of what's to come from Simple, because we've been saying it throughout the series so far. First two maps, sure, wasn't terrible, wasn't amazing, but he was there. At those last couple of rounds on train, you could start to feel him come to life. He thought, I'm going to have to take matters into my own hands. A couple of 2v1s at the end, and we moved to Nuke as well. There's still a chance you go the full distance, and Na'Vi can win this.
Yeah, and we started to see those mechanics come back. The quick drop down, Pop Dog, obviously the double peek toward Rops, who was already on red, at the top of heaven, or in control room, if you will. Pretty special when Simple gets into that mood. So we'll see if he can do that again. For mousesports' sake, they'll be hoping that he doesn't. It also does mean that we go knife for sides, as we do on every map in this event. If we get mousesports on CT first, it might be better for them.
I think so. If they can get themselves on the CT side of Nuke, they are a very skilled team. It was unfortunate they couldn't close things out on train. It was looking great for them until the clutches started to fall apart. But remember, they did have a 1 versus 5 from Chris J as well. Absolutely magical scenes there. But Na'Vi stayed resilient. They bounced back from it. They didn't let it crush their morale, which is important. Boomage still getting the ropes as being an in-game leader. High pressure environment. Played very well so far in this tournament. One of his best I've seen at least. Electronic in contention for MVP for sure. Fantastic. 2-1 currently as we head into the 4th map of Nuke. And map has played a lot more these days, Matt, because of the simple fact that when Cash was removed, Vertigo was brought in. No one really wanted to play Vertigo. They had to kind of plug holes, and you see a lot more teams leaning on Nuke. Seeing as a bit more familiar territory than Vertigo, we're seeing a lot more interesting approaches now. Although it's quite cookie cutter in terms of the smokes, there are variations of it. And some of the teams like mousesports especially are very good at exploiting the fact they can get on the vents and crush that lower bomb site.
Yeah, you can put the smoke wall red crate and cover secret, or you can move it slightly to the left and cover off the big garage if you want to wrap. Yeah, you're right. A few variations, but it's pretty clear on what the intentions of each of those are. Obviously, if you're putting it further to the left, you can isolate, potentially wrap. So, yeah, watch for that outside. I still haven't seen very many people go back to that Molotov that used to deny the smoke. That was a pretty cool idea.
It's because now the smokes, are like they're aware of it. They can throw very high-angled smokes that land directly on top.
There has been adaptations. You're right.
And or you could just wait. You don't have to do the smokes at the very start of the round, per se. So, very important knife, actually, on Nuke. And it will be mousesports to pick it up. So they'll be starting the CT side. You'll see the huddles come through. Might have to speed it up a little bit. Consider there might be another map here. Maybe the huddle will have to be passed up this time. We'll find out as we get into mousesports CT side. Now, they have presented a lot of aggression on their CT pistols especially. Now, one thing about Nuke is its characteristics don't really lend itself to aggressive play. Simple said it's the aggressive team he's up against today, and they'll have to sit back on the CT side. You can push towards ramp, but that's about it. Like you
can push toward ramp, and you can be cheeky. You can have sort of passive aggressive outside. You can get under silo, but again, you're holding when you do that. You can get to the secret stairs as opposed to inside of the big garage. So there's a few different ways to go about it, but yeah, odds are dead even. I think that's 100% accurate. Good time to get over to gg.bet and get involved as we get into what will be our guaranteed second last map of the event, perhaps the last if mousesports get off to a good start. They do get the CT side that we talked about. Damage is against them early, and they've lost both Voxic and Kerrigan. Perfecto and Simple with the kills to start it off as Boomich wraps back in through the huts. Taken out by Flamey is Chris J, who tried to find ground on the last footing inside of the site itself. Now they wrap back in. It's frozen. Robs aren't done. They actually get to Electronic. He didn't have to take that fight. He already has heaven. He could fall off the angle. Bomb is down. And it's suddenly a turnaround. This could be 6-1 in terms of pistols.
How did this collapse? It felt so good. They got the opening two kills. It was all coming together, and now it's all down to Boomich. He has got the bomb on his back, but now very low HP. A bullet to the chest as well, and now onto the head. Frozen to bring the round back there. That is a disaster for Na'Vi. It was just a foregone conclusion, it felt like. They had all the kills going in their favor. All the action was going in the T direction. At this point, headshots coming in for the USP, starts to fall apart very quickly. Boomich, with the bomb down, could do nothing about it. Insane.
That is a bit ridiculous that that's how it works out, that the fact that he's able to get those kills, both Frozen and Robs, Electronic faces, and yes, okay, the bomb is down, but he could have gone so many other ways. He could have backed off that battle. He could have wrapped around outside, dropped down that way. Again, I say 5-1 pistols right now. Mousesports dominating that statistic, and that's a big one because that usually yields to, well, exactly the scenario we see now. One team having money and one team not, so momentum on the back of it.
Mousesports 1, Na'Vi 0. No force buy here, just Deagles. No smokes to cross. Defensive angle from Voxic.
He's got the FAMAS at the ready for it. Flamey, we saw him in front, shot over the box and actually got Chris down in heaven. So the start is favorable for Na'Vi. We know how powerful they are with the pistols. We saw it on Dust 2. Damage is done, but overextending. Voxic makes it a 5-on-3 for the moment. Very, very slight and short moment, however, because immediately they trade back 2. Flamey, an electronic drop. Drops is still aware they're outside, but they're not done yet. Perfecto at range. Chance for another headshot. Can actually spam with the Deagle. It has enough penetration, but they run instead, and Kerrigan gets the bomb. Bit of a gamble from Simple because that is the key in the round. Bomb is now in the possession of the CTs.
It absolutely is. Boomich again. Unfortunately, doesn't have many points of access here. Down to just 26 points of health. Needs a mistake from the CT side. Whether that will come in, I'm not so sure. 25 seconds. One bullet from the FAMAS will take him down. Can grab the bomb, can't go lower. Has to commit towards his upper bomb site. Maybe he gets one kill here, but outpositioned, outmaneuvered, and we will find ourselves with a 2-0 start. But remember, that wasn't the force buy, Matt. That was just Deagle, no armor. So they've done a great job there to find those 3 kills. They're going to be buying up into this round, I would imagine. And this is a chance now to really sink their teeth in to this T side. AK is coming forward. A difficult round here for Mouse, and we talked about it. A lack of aggression available on the CT side can be a problem, especially when you're operating with the SMGs here, but you can make it work on a map like Nuke. You just have to adjust. Play tighter angles. They've still got the AWP for Voxic here.
He's going to back off the garage for now. That lets Boomich get much closer. No smokes, and they're going straight towards Secret. They're actually going to get there. Not only are they going to get there, they're going to face the fact that there's no smokes and take the battles, win the duels. Mousesports in a bit of trouble, down 1 man. We'll see if they can recover. As Rops climbs up into the heaven, it'll give him a bit more vision of the yard. Frozen's gone. He is as well. All onto Chris J, and I think this one's done. Na'Vi get back into it, 2-1. Good time to get on top of things in the first gun round, keep themselves in the economic situation, and not only that, as we say, T-side, you definitely want to get rounds as early as possible so you take stress off late.
Yeah, it was always going to be a very difficult round there for Mousesports, considering they lost so many of their players in the previous round to the Desert Eagles. A faster paced play from Na'Vi, and a force buy in response now. Mousesports will bring out the M4 for Rops, Desert Eagles, CZs, and a scout for Voxic. He is exceptional with the weapon, but Na'Vi should be able to tie things up at 2-2 here. But they have been overzealous at points, over-aggressive, sometimes giving up too much space, sometimes just committing too much individually.
Frozen's the one that needs to be very aware of the fact that they're not inside of the secret, but you're squeaky. But if they get that, they'll have to rotate off of his command. He's trying to keep things close as he dare. Rops, meanwhile, has the rifle. Still holds at the main entrance, not peeking outside, wants to play in a position of rotation for that, so he can cover off the squeaky door, as we mentioned. He can swing back outside and cover off Secret if he needs to, and he can drop down should the time come to do so. Perfecto going to set the smokes for outside. Electronics still there in a position to cover anyone that responds or tries to rush over and close the gap. Additional smoke thrown from way over toward the roof, so that's a one lurk player, one late player that's not going to be, and as you say, that actually is a different bounce, so it would be hard to cover that with the Molotov.
Yeah.
But one player who's not actually going to be outside, so they're trying to sell this. And then hit upstairs. Perfecto starts it. He'll take out Rops. Frozen still holds his ground. Sees at 75, sees the feet. Low HP on the second, but he's not ready for it. Perfecto slides. Good start from him so far in this game. Most impact we've seen, I would say, in the early rounds, as he gets 2 kills once more. Chris, he's got an AK picked up, and the bomb down. They get in behind. Perfecto drops, but Boomich has Voxic. Chris isn't done. He fights forward. He had that weapon. He had the rifle, and he has a chance. That is ridiculous aim as he finds Boomich as well.
That's so sick. He's done it again. It's not a 5-on-1 this time, but the impact is significant, I have to say. The AK-47 picked up a crisp headshot to close things out. It was a Desert Eagle and chaotic scenes there on the upper bomb site that really got Mousesports back into the CT half. That was a force buy. answering back with great style there. And it always feels like those are the rounds Na'Vi do struggle the most. There's always a minute on the clock. There's always so many players running around, smokes everywhere. And this time doesn't work out for them. Might want to take a pause here. Still could be our final map. Na'Vi pulled one back on train. Simple. Clutching out twice to finish things off. And a timeout here. So this could have been cool by Regin, just considering you've just won with the Eagles. They're going to force fight back. We know what Na'Vi are like.
Yep.
This is the war of attrition. Who will blink first? Who will break the serve of their opposition? So the force comes in. You can see what a powerful one it is as well. You've got Kriegs, AKs, and a Deagle for Flamey. Still with decent utility as well. They actually have the better buy here.
So smokes are there, but they're not accurate at all. The first one's way off. Voxic sees it, but they're going to identify that themselves and throw an additional one. That'll cover the gap. Chris, I say it's very lackluster. I say it's going to cover the gap. I'm surprised Chris went that far back because he actually could see it from the box. They still get down. So Electronic is in the stairwell. First time we'll see Secret come into the equation. We haven't seen a lot of the lower side at all so far, to be fair. Whereas it seemed yesterday when we saw Nuke, that was all we saw. Constant battles underneath. Chris is limited in his movement range based on the flames down behind the blue crate. Boomich still gets found from him and his AK as the bomb gets gathered. 54 seconds, they've got to start making moves. Perfecto looking solid again on the entrances.
Yeah, solid spray control, brings it back to a 4-on-4. 45 seconds remain. Electronic with an access point towards Secret. Carrigan there, MP9 in hand. Does he commit to this? Electronic at 35 points of health. He swings now, Carrigan's got a guaranteed kill. The Molotov going around as well. There it is, lovely work, good timing. And now Frozen's in trouble. If he gets one, that will do, he's gonna burn.
He seemed fireproof for a while. Apparently he was quite frozen, took a while to thaw out. He nearly got a shot for a second. As Simple wants more than that from inside of Squeaky. Actually gets through the edge of the vent to do so. 7 seconds. He's got it down to the one-on-one. Robs just needs to stay alive, but he has nowhere to hide. It's the kill instead, and Simple was not expecting to be exposed. Why would you? You'd think he's trying to survive and use the time, and he wanted to get the plant.
He was just committed up there in the rafters, and he had the worst weapon for the job as well, the UMP. Oh, Squeaky bum time at that point. He missed the first headshot, but does convert the kill in the end.
If he had any information that he was there, he's ready to fight. But again, he thinks he's going to be hiding. So the best thing he can try and do is get that bomb down. You have to start planting with 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Because Simple had that. He actually had the advantage. He could peek behind Hut. Like I said, there was nowhere Rops could have hidden in that situation.
Deagles again. No armor, no nades, and you can see the CT certainly have some. It's going to be Electronic to go down at the start. Good response coming in, though. Should be another kill here for Rops, no problem at all using that scope. Just chewing through Na'Vi at this point, looking for a 5-1 scoreline.
Very distance position from Rops. I mean, those one-on-ones make all the difference. We're at 4-1 now for mousesports. They take back the economic lead. Boost behind Red. Rops had the lineup right, certainly anticipated it, but they didn't present themselves. And they won't when he re-peaks either. So he'll have to be a little bit more patient with the Krieg. Perfecto's only left with 7, by the way. So hardly alive in this round, and I think about to go down. It's Kerrigan sneaking around with an MP9. Don't have a lot of information because, again, Rops was limited, didn't get the vision, so they're not sure how close they are, but there's not a lot of activity above, and Kerrigan, I think, is going to get inquisitive. Rops gets the kill to start it off. Frozen inside, and Kerrigan got exactly what we projected would outside happen. It goes 5-1 for mousesports. And looking very solid. Again, tactical Nuke. Don't see Na'Vi play Nuke too often. It's not one of their go-to maps. That's why it's deep in this best of 5. I think that's why Inferno was the key to the series for them.
Yeah, you're dead on there. You can see mousesports looking incredibly comfortable right now. It's not an individuals map. You can't carry a team on a Nuke game. You can't just run into the upper bomb side and find a few kills. It's very chaotic. It's utility-based. It's all about timing, synergy. You can set your star players up, you can get the bomb down towards lower, but that is a very difficult task. Still, money not amazing for mousesports. You can see MP9s are out. The FAMAS is there as well. up against these Kriegs, these AK-47s. Flamey gets tickled by the grenade. Outside smokes deployed. This is what you were talking about. Slightly deeper towards main entrance and the warehouse to allow you to properly investigate what's going on about T-Red and his CT's close range.
The only thing that it does do is means that player at Heaven can actually see your head above them if you go to the wide side, but it lets you wrap in faster, and that's what they want to do. They want to take main entrance control. Kerrigan, desperate with an MP9 on the ladder, hoping that the SMG could at least spray correctly and accurately to take down his opposition. Nonetheless, Na'Vi have a two-man advantage, and the bomb to be planted at the upper site.
Yeah, that's a save. We said the money wasn't great, but there's residual cash. They had the SMGs and FAMASs due to their success they'd found before. Robs, that looked like a kill to me, but didn't quite get enough damage there towards Electronic. That's going to be 9 HP for him. Grosjean to save the FAMAS. No kit. Don't think he'll be doing much for this one. There it is, Na'Vi. Nice approach towards up. I didn't take too much damage. Just to know, if you saw Kerrigan firing on the ladder there, it is kind of viable, I suppose, with an SMG like that. You're probably going to get the kill at that range, but you don't get any accuracy at all. It's all random as to where the bullet's going to go when you're touching the ladder. Your feet have to be planted on the ground to get full accuracy. As we'll see, Chris J maybe get a rifle here. I don't think he'll... Oh, there it is. Got it. I thought it was just towards the locker room, but he's managed to pick up an AK at least. That will help things out dramatically as we get to the mid-stages of the half now. Round 8. AK saves. There is a buy there, but it will be compromises. You can see Voxic with $1,500. They're at the bottom end of the loss bonus right now. So a tactical timeout and a very relevant one. You can concede this round. You can just go for a partial buy and just focus on having absolutely everything. We talked about Nuke being very utility-based. You need the incendiaries to stop the rushes towards Squeaky Door, towards the hut. If you enter a round with rifles and just a few smokes, it could fall apart very quickly if they're reading that fact. They have bought into it. And in terms of incendiaries, just the one. So watch out for a fast-paced round from Na'Vi. And there's no AWP available as well, so you might want to exploit towards outside. Round 8. Interested to see what kind of pacing we'll see from Na'Vi. They haven't really experimented with any vent drops just yet. They don't need out the door like most teams. Outside smoke's deployed quite early.
Boomage to work through into the hut. Kerrigan above. Well, smoke off towards Squeaky. You can see his teammate behind Frozen to hold the floor, but he's already gone. Kerrigan turns to find the response, and Simple, with very little HP, is, wow, I thought being about clever to wait for the patience, but Kerrigan's one step ahead, finds him as well.
This is looking great from Kerrigan. What a grand final he's had.
He's taking the initiative, isn't he?
Yeah, they've had some amazing mid-round calls, perfect pace changes at the right time. Individually, he's right up there. Flamey, 4-on-1, no chance here. Hoping to cause a dent if possible. The bomb's already down. Plenty of time, but only the smoke and a flash, just seeing if he can catch any CTs out of position here. Most likely target's going to be Kerrigan, but he's really feeling himself right now. He's nailing absolutely everything. Silenced M4. He's got a teammate towards main entrance as well. He's got this one. There it is. Lovely work. 3 kills with Kerrigan.
A1S as well. I mean, that's always a tough position to hold when you're on top of the site. Yes, you have the advantage inside of the smoke, so you don't have the tracers. I still think it's the more accurate weapon. I don't know if that's statistically true anymore. It certainly still feels better when I use it, but it's that lack of ammunition that it has that can be so daunting when you get in a tough situation to multiple opponents.
With the slower rate of fire, like it's a little easier to control, so it can feel crispier, but you only have 25 bullets in it and less than reserve 2.
It's true, yeah, it is 25, not 20. It used to be worse than that in that way.
I think it's super viable. I love it. For the older boys, me and Kerrigan, yeah, you can sit in positions, give yourself an extra half a second without being spun on by a Krieg. I really enjoy it. It's a great weapon. I think we'll see it be used more in situational circumstances, depending on the map and position.
I still wouldn't mind that you could make a selection in-game to swap.
I think so. It doesn't really make a massive difference, does it, if you could use one or the other? Unless they had dramatic price differences, I guess. I don't know. Either way. So this is the partial by now from Na'Vi. 6-2 down, but it's a very CT-sided map. Not so much these days, but we'll go with that narrative for now. On Krieg in the hands of Flamey.
Work the way around the red crate. Flamey's taking the charge. Massive gaps again. They're not putting good smokes down outside, but they still want to get towards secret. I still don't think I've seen the B-bomb site on camera once this game, let alone the vents. Voxic, flash out, Frozen's found first. Flamey on the kill, but Voxic still has the Krieg to work with, and you're right, the bomb is down there, well aware of it as well with it. Deagle sitting at the doors. Voxic's gonna go pursuit and aggressive toward that objective. They have downstairs finally. Again, I haven't seen down here. Even when they're there, they can't do anything with it. Perfecto's taken out. I can't see them winning this round. 25 seconds.
Well, this is actually a very good observation now, because almost every team are focusing on the lower bomb side, like in today's Nuke. And we haven't really seen them go for a vent dive or nade the door out. They've had a couple of outside executions of the smokes, but they haven't really had many options to get the bomb down here. They've got 8 seconds remaining. I guess they're going to be saving these Kriegs. Need to be careful, though. If Rops has an HE, he does not blow the doors open, but they'll hit towards the double doors. mousesports will win the round, but no money picked up for Flamey or Electronic. I suppose that's fine. They're going to buy up next round anyway. They've still got $1,000 for the utility, so doesn't really matter either way. But looking very good here in the fourth and potentially final map. 2-1 overall in the series. You can see the results and the picks in the top right of your screens right now, all kicked off on Dust 2. That was a long time ago. That all kicked off at 11 a.m. this morning. mousesports picked it up. Myself to the fourth map now, and it's going to be Voxic with the AWP towards outside. Kriegs looking towards Secret. See, that's a cheeky little angle there. Full buy on either side. All the utility you could ask for Na'Vi. They haven't deployed any smokes just yet. Chris J boosted up in the ramp, I believe. That's nice to throw in. 1.5 can be overlooked, especially a team that's not comfortable on Nuke. Same deeper smokes than usual.
I'm gonna try and swing Electronic around those. Again, you can be spotted from heaven, but no one was in that position. It was lockers that's held from Voxic. Electronic. He knows the smokes are actually about to dissipate behind him, but can't walk onto the flames. It's a tough situation to be in. I'm sure there was a bit of anxiety waiting for a shot to land at his back, but they'll get down there. Simple to join him. And not a lot of damage done, so this is the best chance they've had to take the lower bomb site. Flash to clear corner will confirm to Rops they are there. Molotov to force him out. He's going to go onto the stairs, keep his head down. Doesn't need to peek, but he does. He goes for it. Doesn't find it initially on the AK. You would have expected that he might have on the second peek, but that brings the advantage to Na'Vi.
Yeah, he doesn't miss many Rops, but that one's significant. Carrigan, though, the master of the upper bomb site. The jiggle peek does somewhat bait him out with a shot, and now to 4 versus 3. Voxic really not in a prime position. Carrigan still fighting back, though. Bomb goes down, 18 seconds, Matt. Flashbang's decent, and Perfecto in position now. Chris J on the flank, though, 13. They can't go towards lower. Has to be a plan and upper. Chris J knows it. He's going to swing. Let it go through.
He's going to be spotted. Perfecto just barely got there. I think Na'Vi overthought that. They had lower for the first time. They had Rops, and they thought that there was going to be an overreaction from mousesports to panic and head toward the vents, toward the ramps. Kerrigan held his own. Suddenly things got very awkward. If Chris had gone through, I think Perfecto might have turned back in time, because he did put his attention there, aware that the smoke existed, aware that the plant was going down, but absolutely the potential for a clutch existed. 7-3 Na'Vi. Give them 5 rounds, you might give them a chance. They've got the skill on the CT side, but I'm still leaning toward mousesports at this point.
Shotguns are brought out, are very prevalent. Item on Nuke on the CT side. Mag 7 for this time for Frozen. Incendiary. Not going to be successful there. Smoke lands just on top of it. Electronic given the task going down towards Secret once again. Not quite ready for it. Carrigan draws the weapon at the wrong time. Costs him his life. Galil takes him down. Unfortunate there, because he didn't have a helmet, and it's the Galil that will have the one-tap potential when that's not in play.
Try and find an opening on the op. Simple has not been presented with many, considering we were building him up at the end of Train, thinking he would make a difference. Getting on Nuke hasn't happened yet. Double drop, that's a bit confusing.
Yeah.
Raining men and all of that. Voxic doesn't know where to fire, and he's going to be very dynamic. He knows that they've gone outside, so why sit toward heaven or hell at that point? Why even bother holding an angle with an AWP? He could wrap around and actually get toward main entrance. Get bold play, but reverse flank them. Instead, they're going to hold their nerve, just sit back, wait it out, be patient. But losing heaven is a big problem to hold the upper site. That's one way to be dynamic. Hold the lobby instead.
Oh, they're pushing with the shotgun as well. I have to go down towards lower now. It's Electronic to cover Decon. Robs is surrounded. Oh, he's done for. I think that's the play from Electronic. The spam coming through. Robs just has to try and ignore him. Needs at least a couple. Is a prime position to do so. Oh, bomb. Takes it down. Now he knows the players towards Decon as well, but Simple somehow hits the shot. What's just happened there? Electronic and Simple light them up. And it will be the round denied. I don't know what happened there, where those 2 kills came from. It must have been towards ramp. Out of nowhere, you can see Electronic is explaining what happened there. At least I need to see it from his POV. Robs was stuck in such a difficult spot at that point. Players all around him. Na'Vi started to focus on the lower bomb side now. You can see how effective that is. It's overwhelming for the CTs. You break through the secret defense. Very difficult to manage.
Pretty remarkable that happened the way that it did, that Drops almost got away with trigger discipline, almost caught the bomb planter, as well as Electronic. He heard the door open. You could tell he was watching because he knew that if he swung on the silo, he was done for either way, and he was hesitant. But man, oh man, Simple just steps out with the op and takes him down, because that could have turned the round entirely.
Here are your odds provided by GG.bet. Mousesports currently 1.63, the favorites, but this can change very quickly. This is now an eco, full eco at that. USPs, 1 PT50, a single deagle, and a confident looking Boomich just molotoving towards the CT boxes now by Warehouse. Carrigan waiting for the drop down, gonna do very well to get a kill with the basic pistol, which is smoked out. It's a little bit chaotic here, Matt. The AWP to actually pick up the pieces there. One missed shot, Simple will go down. Needs to be so careful. The CT's retreating. They've picked up a Krieg. They've got the man advantage. Remember, full eco. The amount of rounds today Na'Vi have lost to just pistols is getting out of hand. This is something that needs to be fixed within their game.
Perfecto downstairs already. Chris J has the same weapon on the defensive side. Starting to see more and more B plays from Na'Vi as we get deeper into this half, and rightfully so. 2 rounds in a row finally on the T side. Absolutely makes it a contest. Flamey flashed in toward the control room stairs, but flash that certainly heard. Simple will watch the bottom side of the vents. Shotgun style AWP at that point in time. In that position to get that close. Chris still waiting for him to walk in. Door open. He sees them. He's got silo, but not fast enough to get away, and that is an incredibly quick shot from Simple. Given the situation, he nearly finds bottom ramp as well. He's left in a 1-on-3. Oh my goodness, aware of Frozen's position, but he actually reacts that fast. He is awake. He's back. He's in this game, and he's going to try and rush this away. He has the bomb. He can actually clutch this out. 14 seconds. He plants as fast as he can upstairs. Oh, but he heard it. He's aware. If he had gone back silo, the safe plant, he was absolutely in the clear for the plant and been done into the clutch, but now he knows he has to go aggressive, and they're both there. I thought there was a chance he hits the shot.
There was a chance. There's a universal that connects and he actually wins the round, but so much pressure being applied. It was lovely movements to actually get up towards upper, fake out the plant coming through. If he hits that shot, if he gets that kill quickly, and then the plant comes through, he's winning that round all day long. But they've just lost map to USPs at Deagle, no nades, again. Like the amount of times it's happened in this tournament, let alone this grand final.
Yeah, the grand finals had a ton.
It's getting out of control for a team at this level that they can't give that many rounds away to just USPs. It's just got to be too much to recover from.
Carrigan up above, smoke down at the door. They've already wrapped around behind him. They'll see the utility. So they've got the opener, and Boomich isn't done there. Never mind the USPs, never mind the force buy. They're backing up with the ball down. Robs doubles up. He has a smoke that he can hide in and disappear as well. And that makes things very awkward. The bomb seems to be the one that always gets caught for Na'Vi.
Yeah.
Go back to the first round, they went lower. They lost it at the secret entrance. Robs just was a fantastic entrance apart as Voxic nails Boomich. And Electronic makes something happen with a deagle, but he's still left against Voxic on the op, who's dropped down. I don't think Electronic's aware of it. Through the gap, Voxic steals the round, and Rop starts it off. mousesports back in control.
It's a 5-on-2. They've given up as well. They just lost their full eco and now a 5-on-2. I won't focus on that too much. What an amazing play from Robs. You're right, though. Of course, it's the bomb that goes down when he swings out the vents. An absolute pandemonium ensues. That's got to be it. That's got to be the haymaker for mousesports. How do you recover from that one? A 5-on-2, legit 5-on-2 there. And they have to go down to an eco. for the last round. I can't believe it. We've had something unbelievable, ridiculous scenes here in this best of 5.
It's always the bomb for Na'Vi. I don't understand what they're doing to leave it in the open so frequently. And Voxic starts off with a wall on red and then finds Electronic up above as well in a very fractional shot. Chris is going to try and back off this. Perfecto is already done for, 22 HP with only the Deagle to work with. It's going to be double digits for mousesports on the CT side, and Na'Vi's chances and hopes, how halted were they? You give up an eco, you have an amazing start to the round, and it looks like you can secure your economics and actually make a 9-6 possible. I don't know, again, we talk about the momentum and the confidence of Simple and how they base themselves off of emotion. I don't know that they're going to recover much. Half's probably a good thing at this point. It's probably good that this wasn't in the middle of the half. There's more rounds to spiral out of control.
Oh, on comforting notes to add to the end of this first half as they are on the T side. 4 is technically enough. I wouldn't say it'd be filling you with confidence, but it's at least recoverable.
Just note the double up on Nuke, but you saw what Chris was doing. He's got an M4 close to his position, so we can swap if they don't find the picks, or if he does and then wants to be a little more combative and aggressive defensively. Oh, drop down. Molotov off, and Boomich actually finds Chris, so the first op gone already. Did fire a shot, they would have known it was there, but Voxic's already given away his position as well. Kerrigan's going to add to it. It's back to the advantage for mousesports, only by 1. Boomich finds Rops as well. He's got good control. He's all the way around on Heaven. I think they're going to have problems holding this upper site, mousesports, and Kerrigan's holding at main entrance, but he'll be quickly negated by a single smoke.
He's got a good angle, though, with this AUG. See what he can make of it. First kill not going to be his. Perfecto left a low HP. Voxic really coming to his own now. It's a 2 versus 1 for himself. What?
He kept the op? They had no idea he pushed all the way through? They thought he might have grabbed the AK instead and went back? 49 seconds, bomb is picked up. They had to go back for it. Boomich is aware and goes down the vents. So this will buy him space. Now what this, okay, he does switch over. I was gonna say, does Voxic have that much confidence to stay in the AWP? No. He goes to the creek, door closed, he opens it immediately. Boomich knows exactly where to turn his attention, but there's time enough to work with.
One smoke, flashbang, so does have to come swing out of here. He knows exactly where Boomich is. The flashbang drop. This will be such a sick round from Voxic. He can't pull it off. A great effort there. Admirable. 3 kills found. They had no idea where he was. Perfecto assumed he'd gone back towards main entrance, and he actually snuck towards the squeaky door, left in a 1-on-1 against Boomich. Bombed down, had a chance, couldn't close it out. A much needed round there from Na'Vi. 5 is okay, that's perfectly fine. The problem is they should have had a lot more.
Yeah, but you say 5's enough, you also consider the pistols. They haven't won.
Yes.
They've won 1.
A single pistol, yeah.
Of 7 so far in this series. That's not good enough. And not when you're coming from behind on a map that you are not the favorites on. You need that advantage. You need the momentum. So if they can win that, I'll give them 10-8. I'll give them a chance in this because we know how hard it is to dig your heels in on the T side. Credit to Na'Vi for fighting back in that situation. Flaming headshot position drops off. Voxic with the pressure. Boomich is going to rotate Speedway. That puts pressure back onto the other 2 players inside. But Flamey's undetected. At least stays and holds his nerve. Watch the HP. Robs was the one that was on 100. He's down. This is winnable. Managed to get the vent dive in, but they're sitting on 4 and 5 HP respectively, Kerrigan and Chris J, and they have to be very swift. Flamey's got to hit 1 shot there, and they're done. I'm surprised he doesn't.
He's going with a headshot. He doesn't have the intel. He's so low. But still has the advantage of the smoke, makes things a little bit more complicated. From the ramp, another bullet will do it. And you can see being so tentative now. They're so fragile, so squishy. The smoke providing a veil still, and it's going to be a 2 versus 1. Surely Chris J can't do this. Already had some heroics. The bomb's at a very awkward spot. What's happened there? And now it will be Electronic to defuse. Oh, close as you like. Not a comfortable victory, but the second pistol has been found for Na'Vi.
I didn't catch if Boomich got a kill there or not, but his rotation to Speedway makes that possible because the HP saves them. Chris did so well, and Flamey had no, you're right, it was intel. He didn't know they were that low, so he didn't go for the body shots, but missed a huge opportunity to take down both pretty cleanly.
Well, the bomb did get planted, and we saw what Na'Vi did with that before. They went for their full investment. So CZs, and here are the odds by GG Bet. You can see mousesports still heavy favorites at this point, but that can change very quickly. After losing that pistol, they give this round up their full eco, and Voxic, he's committing off to the flashbang. Does get Perfecto in an awkward position. He'll be dropped. Perfecto, Simple, doing damage. Even more so that M4A4, and now just 1 player remaining. Chris J waits the rotations here. Should be taken down, which he is. Flamey gets him. That's a big round to take.
Game on.
Yeah, now it's a full eco. Nothing can be purchased in this next round. And Na'Vi have a chance to stabilize.
Looking quietly confident, simple. Final map's Mirage. We haven't seen that a lot in this event. It's become pretty neutral in the pool, to be fair. You were actually cursing it and saying that you wanted it gone and that you would rather have 2 Vertigos instead of 1 Mirage.
I just want to play Vertigo all the time, if I'm honest with you. It's the only map that I play at home. It's the only map I want to cast. That's it. Vertiglobals, as we make our way outside, is going to be Voxic. Confident is Frozen to get the trade. A surprise approach here, knowing that the money is in a position that's a little bit awkward. You won't have the orb just yet, and now Simple have to rotate down. Trying to get as much intel as he can, communicating with his teammates here. Smoked off, Boomich has bought them some time. Sends them packing and dissuades them from their descent towards lower. Flash over, allows them to get out of secret.
Shotgun for Perfecto on the site. Again, this is the map where you'll see it most frequently used. Does struggle to rotate. That's a distance you don't want to hold. So yeah, defensive smoke, force them to get closer. He's sitting where they have to plant the bomb, so eventually they have to head his direction. And as the bomb gets planted, they try to use his smoke against him. He can't get the kill, so they actually get away with it, but he does damage. Whew. And then Voxic knew where he was dwelling on the other side. Just simple. First gun round, and it's already going to be the first T round for mousesports. Great start.
Yeah, fantastic work. Money actually pretty low on the CT side of things. Simple has to save this M4. He's got 3K in reserve, an incendiary, a smoke, a kit. Can't go for this.
You think he's going to smoke from here and try and ninja?
Nah.
All right, he's going to fake that out and get them closer. He just wants them to go back to the bomb because if it takes a gun down, that's worth it in itself. But they're not that silly. So they'll get away, and so too will Simple with the M4 at the very least. It's a nice idea, just the smoke to force them to have to check, and then they die with the detonation. He knows their money's low, so it's a low-risk play that could actually be quite rewarding.
Yeah, especially when it's Simple as well. His presence, his name, just being alive, everyone's on edge. No one knows what he's up to. What could he possibly do next?
Yeah, that is true. If I saw Simple throw a smoke, I'd be checking.
Yeah, sorry, okay.
He's definitely there, I swear.
I'm just going to check it. I will die with the bomb, but I just need to know. Either way, it's going to be, I would assume, a buyback with Na'Vi here. They did save the M4 on Simple. He could drop 1 weapon. It won't be the best of buys. No one's saying that. But they can make it work. Rob's now looking poised to the end. Carrigan, the in-game lead up. Build this team from the ground up. Looking fantastic now. 11-7. The buy coming through. Pistol for Perfecto. MP9 on Boomich. Quick smoke towards window outside. We'll see Chris J with confidence make his way towards ramp. No one there apart from Flamey now, who arrived late.
Kerrigan with a fast and pre-fired check towards Secret. 4-round spread, bit of breathing room, but not a lot of money, so it's a very close game in that regard. Kerrigan still continues to push forward. Red crate. Electronic is aware that they could have actually got around him. That's how little information they had outside, which is a bit of a problem because the longer he takes to check those angles, the more likely they are to push up forward in them, and that's exactly what Kerrigan is doing. Electronic's garage. He's off on the odd angle, and it's going to catch him out because he actually did not expect a re-peek rather than an angle held from Electronic. So 1 for their trouble, 2 for their pain, but that's brought back by Robson. Frozen as it's now just Flamey and Boomich to try and defend.
Now this was the force, remember. 3 rifles and a couple of pistols brought into the mix. Flamey, with no utility whatsoever, makes his way towards heaven, but I like this. Squeaky door, Boomich's got at least 1 kill. He didn't see the barrel, didn't commit to the check. They have a kit, Boomich with no smoke. He'll be the one defended here by Flamey, does damage. MP9 strikes, flashbang comes through. He has to be the one to defuse, remember. There's no kit on Flamey at this point. It'll be 10 seconds. He's trying his best to battle them through this round. The defuse coming in now is actually looking pretty good. 2 seconds. They haven't checked it.
Okay, they got him. Whew. I thought he was going to get away with that. I really thought he would hold that straight through. They were so passive on the hut.
It was the presence of the MP9 at that range. A couple of things coming through, some damage inflicted. I think the timer on screen was a little bit ahead of the actual reality there, but it did look quite exciting. It had 2 seconds on the clock when they took him down. Was every chance they could have done enough there, but unfortunately for Na'Vi, it will be mousesports to pick up the round. A few players survive. Full eco coming in now, 13-7. Excuse me. Looking very likely.
No structural breakdown tonight.
If you've got a structure, don't break it down.
Yeah, this nuclear facility is staying on the whole time.
Don't you dare touch it. Carrigan, he's had enough. He knows that the end is near. Needs to pick up the pace before we get kicked out. Bomb to be planted, and that's going to be round completed. It's going to be 13-7 now.
You'll have to take me kicking and screaming, Henry.
Oh, I will, sweetheart.
Electronic just waiting up above, bomb down already with 9 players alive. CT's not able to do much with the argument, and without any investments at all, nor do they lose anything, but nor do they serve to gain anything by going down, because they actually give money away. Kerrigan's going to get $600 extra just for that kill on the MAC-10. Simple's going to go for the... Oh, he's got to try at least once a series. $1,500 that he pulled that off. It would have been massively beneficial for his team and his teammates, but it's 13 rounds for mousesports. 3 to go to win the best of 5, to win the GG.bet Ice Challenge in the XL Center. Start off with a small prize of $125,000 and at least get some confidence moving into 2020 for the season.
Yeah, especially for Na'Vi as well, you know. It was a rough start to this complexion of the team. Hasn't really come together in the last year at all. Lots of roster changes, disappointing results. Amazing players within their ranks. Something not clicking. Rushing Ram, trying to punish the fact they might not have helmets here. Flamey gets a lot of damage off with the nade, follows it up with a couple of kills. That's enough. With the MP9, he's got above and beyond expectations there. So a chance to slow things down. Still a viable round here for mousesports. They're going to be smoking towards the window. Molotov a decon. Just want a quick plan at this stage. But Boomich, he knows he can deny. He can sacrifice himself. But the bomb already goes down here. And now we've talked about it all tournament long. The lower bomb site, in a 3-on-4, you would still favor the T's. And look at all this utility. 2 Molotovs, flashbangs, HEs, and nothing in that department for Na'Vi.
The interesting thing, though, is that I don't know that they're aware. Okay, they are looking at it. Kerrigan's aware. I was going to say, I'm not sure they're totally awake to the fact that Boomich has been sitting inside of the control room for that long. They managed to at least get the creek. That is a tumultuous battle. That is tenuous through the edge of the catwalk. I'm surprised they get away with this. Rops, 6 HP. Thankfully, the Molotov goes in his favor. That's going to force Electronic away.
Can't do it.
7 seconds, he's gone. The Molotov alone will save it, and that is a remarkable feat, considering it should have been a double from the ramp. So it's going to go 14 rounds, mousesports, with 2 to go to the championship.
Scary, scary round there. I enjoyed that from mousesports, though. After finding themselves in a 4 versus 3, had to battle back, and it was just down to the utility at that point. The Molotovs on the bomb, making sure they've made it as high pressure as possible, and the CTs to retake. Sure, they had rifles, but 2 flashbangs on the lower bomb site. It's never going to be enough, and now their backs are to the wall. Round 22, 14-7. mousesports need 1 more for championship point. Simple's gone for the AWP, but pistol surrounding him, a couple of rifles, and drops. He's not slowing things down here. It's the Deagle to defend towards ramp. Simple already tagged to 47 points of health. He'll have to fall back to a more defensive position. Smoker main entrance. Responded in kind to Squeaky. Now we'll put the brakes on for both sides for now.
Electronic holding the ladder. No accuracy while you're on it. But you can quickly accelerate off of it by use of good mechanics, and it gives you a little bit of coverage. Electronic's going to continue to try and do that as the smokes land. Molotov to clear out behind the cubby of the second vent. It seems like ages ago that both vents were accessible. Used to have the play where I called it the teleportation. You dive in the first vent and come up the second one to get deeper inside of the upper sights. Simple already holding on Speedway. We saw Boomich do that in the opening pistol round. He gets the first kill in round 22 because of it, as Electronic continues to try to use that ladder, but he's forced off. Smoke's still down.
3 players on the bomb side floor. This is insane.
If they drop, I was going to say, if they drop, he's already ready for it, and if they go forward, they're already there. So he gets the kill on a Frozen, and we have more rounds because it's going to be 14-8. mousesports, more importantly, are kept off of championship port, and Navi's chances of avoiding overtime, at the very least, are still alive.
Where there's life, there's still hope. We'll see if Robs can do anything about this. With 10 seconds remaining, I don't think so. The bomb is still towards the upper bomb side there, so he'll save the AK-47. He's got $11,000. It's negligible whether he survives or not at this point. He's going to have a full buy. And there's Boomich trying to keep the team in the tournament here.
Big bad Boomich.
Played very well this tournament. Fist bumps coming through. You've got to believe. Take every round as it comes, especially on the CT side of Nuke. If ever there was a map to have a comeback, this would be the one. You're on the CT side. You've got some of the world's best players available. And a timeout has been called. Carrigan and his coach, Rajan, discussed inner options. Similar scenes with Simple and Blade. Very tense now. A couple of rounds away from the trophy.
Tell Regine's a lot more vocal of the two coaches.
Yeah, he's very invested in this team. Like, this is his baby. Very, very hard-working coach.
Perfecto. It seems pretty quiet in these situations still. I don't see him talk too much during these dead time moments or this timeouts. A little bit chatter that time. He's had an excellent start to this game on this T side. A few kills on the ground or on the floor last round as well.
Damn. That's
fast. Yeah. To get outside and peek silo that convincingly this far to the round, 15 seconds. I mean, yes, the spawns have been moved forward on the T side, but that is impressively confident from Electronic. It's not going to be unanswered, though. Chris gets Simple back, and we sit to 4-on-4. Smoke to bounce down and cover off the squeaky doorway. Meanwhile, Smoke to cover off Ram. Flamey steps wide, but Frozen finds the trade onto him. We know that they've been playing Speedway. Watch for the hold. Chris is going to be obligated with it until they can securely get on top of the ramp. And Frozen, the mullet. The attempt for the Molotov was to keep them from rotating in on the flank, but that has failed. So they have to be aware of the possibility. Nonetheless, door opens and closes. Boomich wants to keep his security alive and his life intact. He'll take the door and break it down so he can at least peek through it, but bomb is already planted, so that's just for information, and a smoke will negate that either way.
20 seconds. We've seen this lower bomb side become a fortress before. Again, no utility, a couple of flashes, no smokes, no incendiaries. Time ticking away. Need to get their skates on now. Need kills. 10 seconds on the clock. First kill comes in. Boomich gets it. Frozen. Great position. Looking for a couple of frags. Can't do it. But here's Voxic looking to find championship point. He's done enough. The defuse can't come through. Boomich will have to save. And there we have it. mousesports. They have broken them financially, and they've got themselves a massive buffer of rounds to close this one out and lift yet another trophy.
And that's an incredible feat. The fact that this mousesports team has lifted more trophies than Na'Vi, the fact that they're actually getting up toward that third spot in the world behind Liquid, behind Astralis, who are, you know, trophy after trophy at this point. You're going to need a bigger warehouse at this point to store all their silverware. And FaZe coming on strong. The fact that mousesports and Kerrigan are able to build a team and continue to improve so effectively, they're absolutely a force for 2020. And don't discount them for a major title if anyone falters in the slightest. Look how fast they are this time as well. Boomich goes over top. It is Electronic who found the kill outside last time to at least shut it down. Perfecto 2 on the MP9. It's on to Chris in a 1-on-2. Perfecto's low. He has a chance.
He can do this.
He can do it. We saw him clutch 2 1v5s. He certainly can. Drive-by shooting for Perfecto. No reaction time from Chris. He only loses a fraction of health. He's down to 73.
He's got so much time to work with that. Luckily, didn't take a lot of damage. Chris J. One smoke. One Molotov. I'll see where Flamey's positioned. He's currently in the ramp room, I believe. Difficult to tell on the minimap. But Perfecto, he needs to find a weapon if possible. Still on that MP9. Guns all over the place. He doesn't want to make any sound cues here. And they're both towards upper. Chris can smoke and plant. He might as well. No point faking it.
It's told.
And here they come. Molotov available. First kill should be guaranteed. No, that's Perfecto actually nailing it there.
I'm surprised by that. I thought he easily gets away with that one.
Yeah, a bit anticlimactic at the end. I thought Chris J would own that first kill, and then the one-on-one would really begin. Unfortunate. Good hold with the small weapons towards upper. They were going for the haymaker towards the upper bomb site. Didn't quite connect. Still standing, Na'Vi. entering the next round now. Looks to be a potential timeout. Gotta hold their nerve here. 59.
Missed those ninja swipes. So simple on the AWP. It's the last buy for mousesports, but they've got a couple rounds in hand to build back into it, so it could go to 15-11. Simple quick up the ladder and immediately throws Incendiary inside a hut, so there will be no rush. There will be one outside, already inside a secret. Rotation from Boomich. He gets down the vent as quickly as he possibly can. Gap in the smoke. He wants to try and play the feet on the, I was going to say stairs. If he backs off, he can actually align himself to see them more clearly, but a Molotov behind him prevents him from doing so, and Rops, he got in behind afterward. The player that rotates leaves a gap, and Rops identifies it. Frozen capitalizes. That is an incredible grid mount call from Rops, but it's not done yet. Perfecto and Simple each finding a kill in return.
Look at the HP. Frozen, Rops so low. Chris J will have to do the heavy lifting once again. They have a minute. They can slow this down and piece together the jigsaw. They have one smoke that's been deployed. I say they smoke that and they're going to go towards upper maybe. Chris J seems happy just to get that plant down. They're going to spam it. Frozen makes a footstep just to buy him a little bit of time there.
Does Simple have a kit?
He does.
Oh, I thought he might just drop.
Yeah, I thought
if
that
someone
for a
made
second
noise
too.
and he just instant diffuses, because there's still a good amount of time on that smoke. There's about another 4 seconds even now as it dissipates. Okay, I was a little off on that, but enough that there was certainly a 4-second diffuse available. Simple waits to get baited in. He'll take Frozen down.
Chris J looking to close things out here. This could be enough, map. It's going to be Simple in the 1 versus 2. There we have it. They close it out in style, and it will be mousesports picking up yet another trophy here. This was their 5th final in a row, and they managed to close it out in 4 maps against Na'Vi. Fantastic performance there.
Incredible team they've turned out to be. Frozen rising to his own again as the young player joining the team late. And Kerrigan continues to prove his worth as an in-game leader. You asked about rivalry yesterday. I actually look forward to seeing the reformed FaZe go up against Kerrigan and mousesports, because that will be one to talk about. That could be the greatest battle and rivalry at the top level of CS for Na'Vi. Good, but not good enough. That seems to be the case time and time again. They need to improve. They need to get to winning ways.
Yeah,
they've got so much skill.
Yeah, there's so much talent and potential within this roster. It needs to be realized, though. The hard work has to be done. We talked about that with Mad Lions in this event. We talked about it with Godsend. Na'Vi have got much sharper tools within their arsenal, and they need to have that sort of level of discipline. They can't keep losing the pistols, and we need to see more from them in 2020.
So from London, from the GG Bets Ice Challenge, mousesports, your champions, $125,000. You said it, their 5th final in a row, and they leave victorious. A great way to start 2020, and certainly will put their eyes on better things and better trophies, more trophies this year. And how about Chris J? I don't know if he's going to get the MVP statistically, but he definitely takes our hearts with that 1v5.
Yeah, amazing scenes. I really enjoyed that grand final. It had some absolutely epic moments, and there it is, $125,000. For the international squad. This project just keeps getting better and better. mousesports will take home the lion's share of the prize money. Congratulations.
I just coming to us. I thought this is when we were good. I thought this is when Trace and the boys came. They're probably already out of the building. They're probably already celebrating that one.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot to talk about. You're right. Not just the mousesports win, but also the fact that Mad Lions look like an actual contender. The fact that they've taken over that #2 ranking in Denmark at this point in time. They fought for their own corner on this stage. In fact, gave mousesports a pretty decent run in the semi. They took them to 3 maps.
Absolutely.
And that's as much challenge, if not more, than Na'Vi gave them in this best of 5. So yeah, definitely watch for them as we get into 2020. Godsent looked convincing. I'm a little concerned about their consistency. They had a few tricks up their sleeves, some different tactics. Yeah. How deep does that actually get them? We'll have to find out.
I can't wait. I think it sets the scene for the rest of the year so well. So many great, amazing players that are being discovered weekly, it seems, at this point. And these tournaments are a great way to find out where we're going to be going when we get into the real Tier A tournaments coming up. We've got Katowice in a few weeks, and it sets the tone. Na'Vi, they want to be contenders there. They want to be in the top 8. They need to start plugging the holes they found themselves in. There's just too many issues right now, but it's recoverable. It's not like it's beyond the point of repair.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Well, from you and I, Henry and Sadakis, we've thanked you for joining us, from everyone online on Twitch. It's been a great weekend. It's been a great week. It's been a good event, and I am looking forward to 2020. I think this is a perfect indicator of exactly the competition level that we're going to get. And don't forget, there's many other teams that weren't here that will certainly be fighting for trophies as well. So from the Intel Center,
The Intel Center.
Well, the Intel sponsors everything else. Why not?
Yeah.
GG Bet Ice Challenge at the XL Center in London. We thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.